Marcus, we're live. Just want to let you know. You
Okay.
know,
I'm glad you warned me about being live.
let me
So
tell you
I don't.
something. Look at it. Look at that. LA Knights Jordan inspired wrestling boots. I like those. Like
I don't. They're too
Yeah, but
short.
he almost got speared out them motherfuckers, didn't he?
he did.
Those are almost in the air. Some fan almost took it home as a collectible as Roman just decided to run through him and fly out the sky and kill all of LA Knight.
Manny, I'm not normally not a red kind of guy, but can you please tell me what shoes were Roman wearing? Because those are actually kind of nice. The red and black with the Nike swoosh. I know you should know.
They look like either Dunks or SB Nike SB Dunks.
Oh, the skateboard dunks. Oh wow.
Yeah.
I
They've
love
got a little
those.
bit cushion to the bottom.
I love those shoes, but they hurt my fucking feet. They do.
I think the Dunks were a little bit more better because they were a bit more wider.
So they're like the giant Skechers that
Yeah.
Howie Long tries to sell me on airplanes.
Welcome everybody to the show.
Dog.
I am Eric.
I'm Lord Manny Hayes.
And Marcus the grand finale.
You went loud right there, sir. You went loud.
Oh, wouldn't I go loud? I always go loud. If you ain't going loud, why try? Why try?
Anyway, I hope you guys are. So we
We
finally had
tried to summon the Undertaker. What was that?
Shantae demanded look at my hand. Yeah, I told you. She's over here watching me. Watching.
Ladies and gentlemen, to break the fourth wall of what's going on, Eric passed out
Is that a
today,
fourth wall?
and we have told him, me, Shantae, and I don't know if Marcus agreed with us, but
Marcus,
Eric should not be doing
Marcus
the
know
show
better to
today.
tell a grown man what to do. Especially when he got
I
his.
believe
when-
I agreed. I don't
when he
know
got his
why
microphone
I said the
peeking.
monster.
His slip is showing. His microphone is showing. Marcus being risque trying to get the views up. A microphone showing is like a thigh showing.
Yeah, my BBM is showing.
But anyway, so SmackDown occurred. A lot of things happened. I'm surprised that Manny made it through the episode, but luckily, we'll talk about only happened an hour into the episode. But Daddy's home.
What happened?
Daddy, we'll talk about it when the moment
What could
happens.
have happened that make Manny so offended? What could have happened out there?
But Marcus is funny. Manny was probably offended, but he's also wearing the same color that the man was wearing that showed up. He's wearing that blue, which is Manny.
I'm sorry, I'm representing England.
By the
I don't
way,
know
that's a
about
very
you.
nice sweatshirt. I commend you on the sweatshirt. So
Thank you.
SmackDown starts off with the GOAT, John Cena.
You know what? I take offense that you call him the GOAT when a man is still holding the title after 1,100 some days straight for 3 years.
Well,
I
Marcus,
agree.
but
with my
Marcus,
tribal chief.
Marcus, as you said though, he took offense to the point where he interrupted Jonathan, and Jonathan didn't even get to finish.
Jonathan.
I'm calling him Jonathan, Johnny Boy. Roman
Johnny Boy
Reigns.
was the name, wasn't it?
Roman Reigns made his entrance, and his entrance is just as long as we remembered. And everything felt right in the world of SmackDown again. These Tulsa, Oklahoma got the return of the Tribal Chief. Marcus, I'll ask you first. How did it feel to bask in the glory of the Tribal Chief once again?
Well, when the music hit, I went, oh, right away. Because I was like, I haven't heard this in a minute. I haven't heard this. We haven't waited for that man to walk to the ring 6 hours later. Like, if he was to appear on NXT with everybody else that appeared on NXT, it would have been, show would have been over. They would have needed another 20-minute overrun just to get him to the ring. Because that man takes his time, and I respect it. And I was really happy to see the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns.
Manny, as the Tribal Chief made his way to the ringside, did you notice that Jimmy was not there with him? Did you enjoy the subtle dissension already in whatever the bloodline was while the Tribal Chief was gone?
To be honest, I didn't notice Jimmy. I noticed Paul Heyman's hair.
He dyed it back black.
But Paul was going white. Paul just let it all go white in the time frame that Roman was not there, showing times were hard without the Tribal Chief, and he was stressed because of Jimmy. And then as soon as his beloved Tribal Chief is back,
or
he dyed his hair back.
Or Roman
She de-aged 70 years.
Roman was like, you can't, I can't take this shit. Here's some Just for Men for you, Paul. Put this shit in your hair.
Man, you can't be walking around like that.
Before we start
I
talking
can't be
about
hanging
what
around
took place
no
after
old
JK
man.
Smush says good morning, evening. May Hulk Hogan be stuck watching the Rays, the Braves, the Dodgers, Orioles all play bad postseason baseball. Also, happy 6th wedding anniversary to Miss Smush and I. Oh, congratulations! But you didn't have to throw the Dodgers under the bus. I mean, damn,
JK
man.
Smush, I've been smoking you on Forza Motorsport 7. Smoking you.
Damn. The game is out now.
You know,
I'm
Manny,
not-
I didn't even know you were on that shit, and they're all smoking people.
Hey, you know what? Forza is the one race car game that I really enjoy playing. But
Ain't no
wait,
Cruising
which
USA.
one? There's two. There's Motorsport, which is a bit more hardcore, or there's Horizon, where you can drive through hedges and.
it is
and
Horizons.
I'm
I
going to tell you this right now, though. As successful as Forza is, it ain't the greatest racing game of all time. It ain't better than Mario Kart. I'll tell you that for
I
damn
mean,
sure.
that
Ain't
is
nobody
true.
beat Mario Kart.
That's true. Mario Kart is so good that Mario Kart 8 came out almost 8 years ago, and they're still
Same
releasing new
game.
tracks for it, and people are still playing it.
But
I,
game over and
I
over.
hated Gran Turismo for the fact
The
that
movie
you
or the
had to get-
game?
The game.
Oh,
You had to get licenses to race.
yeah, Thirst Trap and
you have to
Shantae's
actually do
post is
licenses and
of their
tasks
wish
to
it happy
actually
version.
You got to get a
anniversary.
racist license?
Yeah.
You got Class A, Class B, C license. I'm like, oh, these
Yeah,
are too
Gran
hard.
Turismo is just like, it's really for car heads.
Yeah.
Like, you have to really be into it. But speaking of, Roman took some offense that John Cena has showed back up on his show, and that he called himself the GOAT. At that point,
It's not that he's calling himself the GOAT. He's getting other people to call him the GOAT.
yeah, whatever it was,
You can't
Reigns
be the
was a
GOAT
little
driving a
salty,
Honda.
rightfully
Just
so.
saying.
He was a little salty,
Hey, that Honda Civic Type R is beautiful.
and then
John Cena, damn it.
And then John Cena did what John Cena did, being the Mr. Political figure that he is. He backed down very quickly to he was like, you know what? I didn't say that, but you have held that title for over 1,100 days. I was like,
I
don't
wanna
know how I
cut
feel
you
about
off
John
right
Cena
now.
kissing ass.
I want to cut you off right now. Let me tell you what he did. He didn't want to get his ass whooped tonight.
He
That
did.
man
Yeah.
did not want to get his ass whooped tonight. He know he's going back to the movies, and he know he can't afford him getting his ass whooped by these people. So when he acknowledged the tribal chief, he was just avoiding the ass whooping that was scheduled by him, that was beat down on site for him getting people to call him some tribal chief. But when Roman's going again, he gonna get him to call him the greatest all time again. He's going right away.
What I thought was
When
nice,
Roman
though,
comes around, he gonna shut the fuck up. He's gonna be talking again once Roman is gone.
I know Manny and I are not the biggest fans of LA Knight, but when John Cena called LA Knight to the ring, the reaction from the
Never summed
crowd,
up in this.
the reaction from the crowd, the interaction between Roman and LA Knight, it felt right. Manny, what
No.
did you think? What do you think? Oh,
No.
Okay.
The reaction was of a main event star, but then what I was presented was basically Roman Reigns standing in front of the Miz. That's basically what I got. I
Oh,
got
what the
B
fuck?
tier.
Wow.
I got B tier. I didn't get A tier. I got B tier superstar.
Did you not like his vest and his shirt underneath the vest, Manny?
No!
Why you so mean to him?
I'm not
The
mean.
Timbs?
He just
The
looked
Timbs?
like
That's it.
he looked like a gimmick going against a real champion.
Wow.
So what you said is you'd rather see the general manager of SmackDown standing across from Roman Reigns.
Mark, we're not
telling
bringing
him
that up yet,
what-
Marcus.
what-
We're not
what-
bringing that up.
What's what? I'm not saying names yet. I'm not saying names. But
He
he
ain't
ain't
a real
like
champion
all.
either. He ain't a real champion either.
I'm
Marcus,
saying he don't like all this. That's
do
what
you
I'm just saying.
agree with your co-host on Tuesdays and Thursdays that this was not a moment for you?
So Eric, I'm gonna jump in here and say this one thing.
How you jumping in when I asked you to talk?
I'm jumping in. I don't care. I'm jumping in. Okay? I'm jumping into this conversation with this.
You're already in the conversation.
You in the
I'm
conversation.
jumping in, okay?
Mark, you didn't pass out of this conversation. You've been
I
here the whole
wasn't.
time.
I wasn't invested
One sec.
until this
Let's let him
moment.
jump in.
Jumping in.
Okay, he's jumping in.
He jumped in. Okay, here it is.
Who's that jumping out the sky with the conversation? Here we go. Mysterio.
Why have you got
What?
full screen on me?
I messed up. I don't know. I don't know how to make this. I don't know how to work it. Anyway,
You done?
Rey Mysterio jumped in.
Yeah, I'm jumping in again. I want to say this. Okay, I was all for LA Knight facing the Tribal Chief and losing to the Tribal Chief. But upon seeing this, looking at Roman, the Tribal Chief, with his guys, in LA Knight's eyes, and him talking shit to the Tribal Chief, and I look at this man and I go, you can sit your ass down. You ain't doing nothing. This ain't happening anytime soon on any planet. I'm gonna tell you this. Contrasted later in the show, you see this of them staring each other down and him talking, going yeah with the crowd and all that, as opposed to the Dusty Sun staring at Roman in the eye.
Yeah,
I felt something, and I was like, "Oh, there you go. That's what this is supposed to be."
This felt
I'm
bigger.
just saying, yeah, that's the biggest stuff. That's the biggest stuff. With a particular person blurred out of there, but that's the way it should be. All of this, it should be what it's all about. Sorry,
No,
LA Knight.
Wait, are you in agreement with me, or you? Because it sounded like you hated everything I said prior to that.
I did, Bart. It sounded like you contradicted with everything you was gonna be opposed to everything Manny said, and then
No,
you turned around and agreed with it.
I never announced contradiction. I was contradicting the notion of LA Knight having
The
the nerve to
lotion?
stand in the notion.
Oh,
The notion.
You made him say lotion.
I questioned the lotion in the ring that he was in the between the greatest of all time when Roman is not there, John Cena, and the greatest of all time, the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. He should not be sandwiched in there.
you know,
You know,
it was an interesting occurrence, and quite frankly, yes, LA Knight is there because of the popularity that he's gotten from the fan base, and I think this is something that the Triple H regime is a lot different from the Vince McMahon regime, because it's very similar to when Bryan Danielson had his momentum, except we could all agree that Bryan Danielson was probably a bigger star. LA Knight, I like me some Eli Drake. He can talk on a microphone and stuff, but he cannot or ever be considered the one that would break the streak of Roman Reigns. And I thought it was nice. It will be interesting once Roman defeats him. It's like a good squash match before he goes into fights and real competition, because it seems like this show is now loaded with a bunch of his enemies, and we still ain't got AJ. But the thing that really,
I forgot about that, man.
the thing that really bothers me the most, though, is when that son of a gun, Jimmy Uso, decided to pull an audible and attacked LA Knight for absolutely no reason, and then failed at doing that. Like, it's bad enough that you didn't get to walk out with the bloodline, but then you start doing your own stuff and you failed at it. However, it made for a very good opening segment for a season premiere.
Yeah,
of
please
SmackDown.
go to the backstage segment. Just skip.
He got Jesse Jeff in this segment, by the way. First, he got Jesse Jeff just thrown out the ring. Just
The
Manny,
backstage segment was incredible. So you want to be quarterback? You want to start calling on?
you like, all right, you out there running hot roots, huh? All right. And then Jimmy going, I'm something like a quarterback, but I'm second string. You the starter. You the starter. You the one. Oh, okay. But let's say you were the quarterback. What be your next move? Jimmy says nonsense. I can't remember exactly what
he said nonsense, but then Roman's like, you gotta go get the tag titles back. Blah, blah, blah. And then for me, that was
he
funny.
said I would get Jay back.
No.
We're done with that. We're done with that.
No, he
We're
said
done with that.
We're done with that. But Jay holding the tag team titles is disrespectful to the bloodline, and so we need to get those tag team titles off of him. And so for me, that was a good segment. But I think the
When
better
he was talking about
segment.
drinking my water.
No, that was the better segment. To say, I got this fool on my couch over here drinking my water when I already gave him the play to do. Why is he not executing the play that I gave him? What is he doing here? And then he was like, are you serious? But what if I was serious, Oos? And I was like,
I'm not. But
serious.
what if I was? What if I was?
Let me
You
tell
wouldn't
you.
want that.
Let me tell you. Roman being back makes everything right in the world.
It does.
But not as
It's a different
right.
show with just that man in the back brooding. I don't
And-
understand why we don't film 700 of these videos. Just him in the back and while he's on his excursion or whatever he's at. I'm just saying.
Now, Marcus, I
Is he
understand
back
that
next week?
everybody was probably excited that Roman was back and he was doing stuff. But I think my favorite thing of the entire episode of SmackDown had to be #Elton Strong. the return
No.
of pretty
Not even
deadly and the stupidity that they were doing. Just, I mean, they had this match. It was actually a solid, pretty good tag match, and like the commentating and all that stuff. When Kevin Patrick tried to compare European cities to places in LA, I was like, "What are you doing? This was bad."
I think it's horrible, but it's funny horrible.
But it was kind of like when Corey says, "My Uncle Charles, y'all," when Cody hit the crossroads. And I was like, "Oh, okay, y'all own one." But it was such a funny match. I don't know why the referee was so concerned with
the man's come back from an injury, Eric. You know, it made perfect sense.
She should have stopped the match.
He was in the wheelchair. No, why he was in the wheelchair and the referee's concerned. Elton Prince uses his whole body to walk. Eric. So if he doesn't have his arms, his whole body shuts down.
Yeah. I mean,
he shut down, and the ref was about to throw the match out, only leading to them to cheat for the victory. And nothing but support for them. Nothing but support.
To be fair though, they brought that on themselves because I think it was Ridge that decided to attack the other one on the outside, which allowed him to get the roll up. So they brought that on themselves.
I really hope that the crowd gets behind Pretty Deadly because the response wasn't the best, but I like me some Pretty Deadly. I don't care. We even got the correct term what the crop tops was called. I don't remember what it was, but we got the name.
Ultra or mega crop tops.
Yeah, something like that. I was like,
and then Corey thanked Michael for his excellent journalism.
I swear, if I ever put one of those things on the show, we'll get shut down for pornography.
No. If you label the video as educational, you won't get shut down.
So.
What? He can show his big ass titties and just be like,
let me talk about an upgrade, a much needed upgrade. Because I remember last week we were talking about Bobby Lashley in the ugliest suit coat he has ever worn in his entire life. But today, on this week's episode, when he had to confront Carlito, a man from his past, he had a nice suit on. I was like, I really appreciated that suit. Carlito still look like Carlito, a little bit more weathered in the face. But Manny, did Carlito deserve this beatdown? Because back in the day, Carlito was doing what pretty much Bobby did, was having people beat down on sight. So he got a little bit of his own medicine.
Yeah, but I think Bobby told him some history of last time I saw you, I was beating you up or something along those lines. Yeah. I was like, I would not like to be told that instantly on my return. You know what? The last time I saw you, about 10, 15 years ago, I beat you up.
Yeah. Cut to the footage. I'm going to cut to the footage, Manny.
Yeah. And then I didn't have the nerve to do it again.
The audacity. So the Street Profits fully went evil by killing Carlito.
Is it really evil? Because Carlito wasn't the best guy last time he was on WWE television. I mean,
I think he may have been a face. He may have been a face last time he was on WWE.
I don't think he was a face, Marcus.
He was teaming with his brothers and shit.
Marcus, you hated those people.
And Eric, I still do. Okay, it never will stop. It will never end. But anyway, they take him out, chair shots in the back. The LWO is nowhere near him and suspect this was happening. Bailey comes around and is like, yo, Sleeper, you want to fight? Well, fuck Carlito. Let's go fight.
Yeah.
Can I point out, why was he still down there? Like, I think 15 minutes had passed, and he's still laying on the ground with the LWO. No help whatsoever, except one guy dressed in black rubbing his back.
They weren't even the best kicks that the Street Profits could deliver. I mean, they didn't bring it. They didn't do horizontal kicks. They went with the up and down.
Shoes. I'm not ruining my shoes that Bobby got me for Carlito.
Marcus, if I'm kicking ass, someone got to feel the tip of my shoe, not just the bottom of my shoe. I'm just saying.
They put the foot in his ass, though. I'm just saying. They took care of him.
Well, me and Marcus, you can tell we come from the same household. We're putting tips in places that shouldn't be. We whooping ass. You gonna remember? We gonna remember kick your ass.
Yeah, and the next time you make a return, I'm gonna walk up to you. Remember the last time I saw you? I whooped your ass.
I was disappointed that Bobby didn't bite the apple and throw it on him.
I thought he was gonna spit on him.
That was totally disrespect.
I don't think you can do that on TV. Have a black man spit on anybody.
Speaking of more disrespect, let's go back into the locker room with Roman Reigns. And when Jimmy accepted the assignment, he said "yeet," and Roman quickly said, "We don't say that shit in here. What you talking about?"
I don't like that.
How do
I
you
don't
feel
like
about
that.
Yeet being banned in the Bloodline locker room?
100% deserved it.
This is a simple question. Manny, Bailey got a win. It's over Zelina. Was this a much needed win, or do we just move on without it?
Zelina Vega is Dante Chen of the main roster.
Fuck. How dare you?
I can't even remember the other
made an
guy.
appearance
All
this
right,
week.
fine. Zelina Vega is the Amari Miller of the main roster.
She might need to be in the breakout tournament. And let's just point out
Excuse me, I'm putting her in the sky blue category of losing.
Her 306 was pretty bad. That was bad.
Would it be a 306? Did you just
I don't know. I
math?
can't do math. I was trying to do mental math right there. I don't know what half of 6'9" is. I know it's like a 0.5 because it's an odd number, but I was like, it was bad. I was like, that's a bottom rope 6'9". That's pretty bad right there.
Well, she's short. She's short.
However, Manny, we have to talk about this moment. I apologize. I mean, yeah, Charlotte made the save. She ran down in them hills. I'm glad she didn't hurt her ankle.
Yeah, but did you see how quickly they left?
Yeah, I saw.
They left so quickly. They had the numbers game.
Because they knew it was about to be announced. They knew that it was going to be a Filipino English man pissed to the skies because shit just got really weird. We come down, Triple H come down to the ring. You know, next thing you know, you see Adam Pearce in the ring just waiting with no entrance. He's just right there.
Can I just ask? So Triple H says Adam Pearce has got a promotion. What was he doing in the first place?
Well, man, you need to understand this job. He was the advisor. Was he assistant? He was something of an authority figure. He didn't have a job title. He was a man doing a job who he should have been doing. He was acting like he was the manager. When Chelsea was right, let me speak to the real goddamn manager because you don't have a manager in your title.
The underboss was there and he made him the main boss. Adam Pearce got promoted. I don't know if he's gonna make more money now because now he's not running 2 shows, but Adam seemed to be extremely happy not to have to run 2 locker rooms at the same time. So
hold on, but I will say this: Triple H out there, he's talking about Adam don't know why he here, what's going on, what's going to happen. But the way he promoted, like this man had he was an exceptional performer. Before he said that, he did it for both him and Aldis. Spoiler alert, Manny.
No, we ain't there yet.
That he called them, but don't say any of their accolades. I believe if you only watch WWE, you have no idea who the fuck any of these guys are. The NWA title is damn near extinct,
Marcus. Where you could clearly tell the audio, the fan audio was pumped in when they announced the general manager of SmackDown being Nick Aldis, because I saw it pumped in, but I saw no reaction from that hard camera fans. I just like,
I'm not there yet.
You're missing the point. He was already out there too. Because when they said Nick Aldis, he just walked into the ring.
Well, shout out to the camera crews for not showing that. But let's talk about Dominic interrupted for no good reason. None whatsoever. Just bad at Adam Pearce.
He had a gripe. He's the only person on the Judgment Day allowed to show up on the show.
Why? Because he has
I guess the North American title gives you free reign to go to any show, like a tag title. I think I'm going to say it does.
No, he can show up anywhere. So technically, he's an NXT champion, so he can show up on any show.
I can tell you this right now. Adam Pearce and Triple H acting like they couldn't hear Dominic as he was talking really made me laugh. And later on the segment when Triple H hands Dom his microphone because he's like, I don't think your microphone is working. I was like, oh, this is ridiculous. And then
I enjoyed my favorite part about that when Triple H handed his microphone is Dominic grabbing the microphone and wiping the spit off of it on the side like, you nasty motherfucker. It still didn't work. It's still booing me.
Then I also like when Triple H kind of removed the fourth wall and he said, I always thought they were pumping in that noise, but it's real. Like, I think it's a great acknowledgement that people accuse WWE of pumping noise in because they do. But it's like
one show sometimes you have to put it in.
You gotta do what you gotta do. But Manny, Nick Aldis, could we have gotten the package or something? Like, so you could have introducing this guy.
They can't get any NWA footage.
My biggest gripe about this situation, and I told you
Photoshop old NWA footage.
And I told you this in the
Face over it.
pre-show. I told you this in the
I wouldn't
pre-show.
tell the difference.
This only happened because of Tony Khan. This is Tony Khan's fault. If Tony Khan had never negotiated that no television clause of William Regal would be the Englishman that's running SmackDown again. But because Triple H has to have an Englishman, that is why Nick Aldis is there running the show. And, you know, he was okay as he seemed like he still has no personality, right, Marcus? None whatsoever. Like, it was like, we'll take care of this. I'm like, shut up, Nick.
I just like when Dominic. Have we lost Marcus? Marcus, can you hear us?
He's still there. I don't know if he can hear us though. I guess he don't want to talk about his Lord and Savior Nick Aldis, but his eyes are moving.
No.
I just like when Dominic was like, "What's your name, Nick?"
Yeah.
Already
Nick,
forgotten.
I don't like you.
Already forgotten.
So
Yeah.
then,
I don't even know who you are.
then Nicholas
NWA. Dominic was alive the last time NWA was on TV.
Then Nicholas announced the game changer. He announced the draft pick that he selected in the part of the Jey Uso trade. That being Kevin Owens. And Marcus, I have to understand this. I'm pretty sure it's 2 shirts you have in your card already. The one that Roman was wearing, because that was a nice shirt. And now the blue KO shirt, which is also a nice shirt. Marcus, you a big KO fan. Do you like him being drafted back to SmackDown?
Yeah, I guess. But, you know, I wanted him to be not happy about it. He kind of just went out there and was like, all right, I guess I'll roll with it. I got a new shirt. It's blue KO now. So I don't know what the difference of KO on SmackDown and Raw is. It's the same thing.
Just
The
no
only
Sammy.
difference is
Like,
no Sammy.
I don't know what he's going to do on there. I guess pursue the United States title. I don't know. He can't go at the Roman for the 1 millionth time. We already been through that cycle 7 times already, I think. So
I am kind of disappointed that I don't get to see KO versus Gunther. I thought that would have been a fun match. But we'll probably
still get it.
We'll probably get Gunther versus Sammy. But I think clearly with 2 definable GMs, this means that they're setting up for Survivor Series. That's all this is. You got to have captains and stuff for Survivor Series. And so we're going there. That's what we're doing.
You think we're doing brand split Survivor Series? Because I don't think I want that.
What do you mean?
I like just conflict. I just like the conflicts we were having. Like, it seemed like we had a stage set of Team Cody, Cena, and Jay, and whoever, or the Judgment Day or something, with the tribal chiefs, with the bloodline. That's where I like. I don't want brand versus brand. We had a conflict here.
I think we still have the conflict.
Into this.
So, Manny, let's talk about this backstage segment. We're back there where Nick Aldis is discussing with Chelsea and Piper, and they're talking about how they need to get new belts because these belts are not cursed. And he quickly shooed them away because he had another meeting with Charlotte, which was then interrupted by Triple H, who introduced Jade. And can I tell you right then and there, God damn it, that was a moment. I mean, Jade, Charlotte, and then Charlotte was like, I know who you are. And then walked up. I was like, shit. They were both taller than Triple H with their heels. Manny, what did you think of this entire segment minus Nick Aldis?
Well, first of all, everyone should hate Nick Aldis. If you hate Charlotte getting title matches all the time, you should instantly hate him because that was his second real point of call on SmackDown. So realistically, if you hate Charlotte, you should also hate Nick Aldis. Yeah, it did feel like
the case against Nick.
It did feel like a really big moment, but then again, you don't know what their plan is with Jade because she's been on every damn show now. But this is the first interaction she's had with anyone outside of someone in management, with Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and whoever.
Yeah, but the Charlotte shade was real though, right? You can tell Charlotte wasn't too happy about this.
I know who you are. I know how much money you make, and you ain't replacing shit around here, Black Barbie. Okay, the White Barbie is still ruling the world. That's what it looked like they were arguing. And for some reason, I don't know why, but Charlotte looked like she aged 10 years when she was staring at Jade Cargill. It was like, look, LeBron staring at like Jokic or Giannis, and then, oh God, this is my replacement. They're trying to get rid of me. They're trying to change me. This ain't, I don't understand why this is happening.
Charlotte was like, oh, that's the power of melanin. I'm screwed. I can have none. I can't fight this.
Okay, can I tell you how I will book this match? Right off the jump. I'm going good old-fashioned Powerhouse Hobbs, Chris Jericho, straight up ass whooping. That's what I was saying. Get her over. A simple match. She don't have to do anything. Charlotte gets bicycle kicked to the face like 8,000 times. And then it's over. And you set Jade as the new big deal.
Well,
Will Charlotte do that? I don't know. But you can convince her that John Cena did the same job and show her footage of Powerhouse House getting beat up by Jericho and saying everybody does this at some point, Charlotte. Get her over.
I think it really depends on what the goal is with Jade is. Like, is the ultimate goal for her to face Bianca at one point? Is that so? If it's for her to face Bianca, it'd be nothing better if having Jade beat the one person Bianca hasn't beat yet. She hasn't beat Charlotte. So let Jade beat Charlotte. Be like, yeah, bitch, I beat Charlotte. You can't. And, go from there. I don't know. It just felt like Jade, we all know what Jade can do in the ring. And, but she still has a look to make the women's division seem a lot more interesting as of late. So I'm pretty sure she's going to be paraded around the Raw show too, because she showed up.
Who's she going to stare down with Raw with that effect?
Rhea.
Becky?
Oh, yeah, Rhea.
Becky. There's a lot of people that
Becky. I mean, Becky's not tall enough.
Yeah,
which looks even more impressive because then she's towering over the man.
Yeah, but then Becky walk around like she's 10 feet tall. Like, Becky thinks she's the biggest person in the world. So we get this tag match between the tag team champions, Cody and Jay, going against Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. It was a solid match. Only purpose of this match was to have the stare down at the end of the match, which I think was far superior than anything else that took place. Like, seeing Cody and Roman, and in my head, subconsciously, I was like, is he going to finish the story? Is he going to finish the story?
He had that look in his eye like he wanted to finish some stories, Eric.
Yeah,
like, he wasn't going to start no book. He ain't starting no book. And then going, I'm going to go full, what's the fat dude that does the Game of Thrones?
Hodor.
No, the guy that wrote it.
Oh, George Tolkien. No, J.R. Martin. George Martin.
George R. Martin. I'm finishing my story. Okay, I'm not gonna let nobody else finish it. I'm not gonna let those HBO guys finish my story. I'm finishing the story, and I'm gonna figure out a good ending for Jon Snow. We're not burning the throne, giving it to Bran.
I just love the fact that my theory of why Cody and Jay won the tag team titles was proven because, yes, Judgment Day is fine, but having Cody and Jay, two of Roman's arch nemesis, show up on a show that is his show where he's been going for so long, it's just such a kick. John Cena, LA Knight, Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes, and we still waiting for AJ to come back. Roman got 99 problems. And this is bad. It's bad for him.
And we don't know about the women's. We don't know about his bitch situation.
No, we don't. We don't
know. I mean, I believe Paul might be his bitch, so it might be a problem too.
Might be. The main event was whatever. It was LA Knight versus Solo. I figured we wasn't going to get a finish to this match. Jimmy Uso came out.
You did get a finish. Solo got finished.
Oh yeah, he did, didn't he?
Solo got finished.
Yeah, he got the BFT. Shit. In my head, I blocked that out. Do you guys remember the day when Solo didn't lose?
No. Man been losing since he was feuding with Boa, Eric. Don't give me that undefeated shit. Unstoppable force. Boa pushed that man to the limit.
Yeah, but he put Boa through a table and we've never seen Boa again.
And maybe that's why we haven't seen AJ. That man put you through a table, you don't come back.
Yeah, but AJ's one, I think he also got electrocuted because of those sparkles that came out.
Which came out of Cody's pyro budget.
I would like to say, oh, my hair. I can't be seen without my hair. Caught fire.
At the end of it, Roman Spears, LA Knight, and I guess that's the program we're gonna get. I mean, I thought it was a very good season premiere of SmackDown. I thought they put a lot of wheels in motion. I enjoyed it. I don't have many complaints. Marcus, what say you about this episode of SmackDown?
I have zero complaints. In fact, this is my wrestling show of the year because they debuted my favorite wrestler of all time, the greatest NWA champion we have ever seen. The return of
the sad part about Marcus and his rat right there is the fact that he just wants to irk you, Manny. That's all this is. He just wants to. He's like poking the bear. Why, Marcus? He already got Willa Yuta on you. Why do you want him to do more stuff to you?
Nick Aldis title reign was so important. It's such an old title. This is how I would have introduced him. He's held such an old title. The last time it was held by anybody, it was a dinosaur that held that title. A full-on Funkasaurus held that title. That's what it took to get rid of Nick Aldis.
Somebody called his mama.
Manny, what about you? What did you think about this episode of SmackDown? I know Nick Aldis might have tarnished it.
Minus Nick Aldis, this continued a very good week of WWE programming. Raw hit, NXT hit, and then this. I mean, I don't think it was better than what I saw on Raw, but it's up there. It didn't disappoint. I think this bringing back Roman kind of reinvigorated the actual writing on the show, because it just felt like they were doing nothing while he was away.
Is he back next week though?
I don't think so.
Maybe you coming back? Come on, can you give me some more of the Roman episodes? Come on. Maybe I see a little Mr. Triple H, Mr. Nick Aldis. I suck your dick for more Roman.
So let me ask you, did you guys hear about Thunder Rosa comments about Jade Cargill's appearance on NXT?
No, but I didn't think that would be the first news story we're talking about. Okay.
No, I feel like it's Thunder Rosa trying to submit her application to NXT because it was nothing but praise. She says, I want to give a shout out to Jade Cargill. She looks like $1 million again. She's all in my feed, all up in my feed. She's doing something else, and it's like, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, if I go somewhere else, I want to be treated like that, like a superstar. So it's really cool to see that. And my blessing to her, I can't wait. I can't wait to see her in the ring, and I can't wait to see what they have for her. So, in other words, she was like, "Damn, AEW really treated her like shit, kind of like they treat me." But they did a great thing about her.
AEW treated Jade and presented Jade as a superstar.
Manny, that last match was so unnecessary.
They see him.
No, they wanted to let her have a chance to say goodbye, which is right. You lose on your way out. That's the right thing to do. Edge.
Hold on. My argument for Jade Cargill in the AEW run was they invented the TBS title for her so she wouldn't beat Britt Baker or any of the other women they actually care about. That's kind of what happened there.
It was also in that mix of that title was in the middle of that whole rant on what's her name? I keep forgetting her name. Big Swole. In the midst of that, Big Swole coming at Tony on New Year's, and then Tony saying his shit like he normally does on Twitter, and upsetting an entire fan base.
So, Marcus, in the pre-show, Manny has said something, and Mark, you can come to your point, but Manny was talking about that he never thought he would see the day where he would agree with Vince Russo, where Vince Russo had some advice for Tony Khan or the Tony Khan situation. Manny,
let me hear this.
Can you please enlighten the audience with this information that you had told me about in the pre-show?
So, I was just looking for shorts and TikToks to rip off to put on our short channel.
So Manny was just going about his day.
Well, just going about my business. Where this Vince Russo video came up. It's like advice for Tony Khan. It was about 20 minutes long. And it ain't advice, that's a lecture. The whole thing. But then it came across of, do you know how Tony Khan has been coming at WWE, Triple H, and so forth, and more because of this week, NXT, AEW. And then he also enlightened that Tony Khan is always doing these podcasts and appearing on all these podcasts, and he questioned, why is Tony Khan the face of AEW? Because he is the CEO. He should not be the face of the company. Much like when you see WWE promotion going out there, it's not Triple H and Shawn Michaels doing, or Vince McMahon doing these media calls like that. They may do the stockholders calls and then the media calls before the pay-per-view, but they don't overshadow. They put over their talent. Whereas Tony Khan is the face. He's creating problems with his outbursts on Twitter and everything. And he goes on all these podcasts when realistically he should allow and trust his talent to go out there. Like you see WWE trust The Miz to go out there and promote their business. It's The Miz, but The Miz is speaking sense. The Miz is promoting well your company. He's got guys in there that could do that. He's got Kenny, he's got the Bucks. Like they can all do that, but he doesn't trust them to do it. It seems like. So his advice is him stop being the face. Stop being the one always in the media scrums in the pay-per-views next to the guy looking glum and all this stuff, when he should be, if he's there like Triple H is at the end of the press conference, he's putting over talent and he's talking about how good they've done, and that's it. You don't see Triple H tweet about it afterwards and all this shit. So Tony Khan needs to step away,
but not anger.
not nearly as much as Tony. So Tony needs to step away and allow someone else to do all that stuff and stop being the face and just continue being the booker and doing more in the background, not biting and attacking fans. Because
hold on, Manny, hold on. I am going to represent Tony Khan's energy right now and respond to you. The reason I'm out, and I'm going to paraphrase this as Tony already eloquently put on Twitter, and I would like for you to respond. Oh, I hate these motherfuckers so much. I hate them. My mom was about to die. She was about to die. And next thing you know, I'm getting calls from talent trying to breach their contract. Fuck them. Fuck them all. Fuck Triple H. Fuck Shawn Michaels. Fuck Vince McMahon. How dare they try to do business when my mother's in the hospital and they're trying to compete with me?
That's business.
Yeah, this is business. And I want to say this. Yeah, and I want to say this for the record, Tony. As he made this rant on Twitter, when I saw this on the internet, this rant, and I go, do you think they honestly knew about your goddamn mother in the hospital? And if they did, do you think that would stop them from poaching talent? This is business. They didn't care. They don't care.
The thing is,
they're monsters.
I saw
fired CM Punk on his wedding day.
I saw the accusations of Tony making that WWE is tampering with contracts, and I'm like, but you also do the same thing when you were drafting other people. And I'm just like, the thing about it is like, I understand tampering. I understand tampering in the NBA. I understand tampering in Major League Baseball. I understand tampering in all these other leagues across the nation. Hell, I even understand tampering in soccer more than I understand soccer most times. But in professional wrestling, these guys are independent contractors with contracts. Unless you put in their contract that they are not allowed to negotiate with any other company or talk to any other company, like
you can't.
What? Yeah, you can't.
You can't do that.
They put it in the contract.
If you have a contract with anything, you can't be all of a sudden be like, let me talk numbers with you, boss. You can't breach the contract.
But you didn't say you can't distinctly not talk to Triple H.
Eric,
it's Triple H hypothetically.
Eric, think about what many years ago, I was allegedly at a breach of contract.
Well, Marcus, you violated the NDA, so that's why you was in breach of contract.
No, I never violated my NDA.
You did, because your NDA tells you that you are not allowed to recruit in any other type of way.
That's not an NDA. The NDA is I'm not allowed to talk about what I was accused of doing or whatnot.
I think we've just alienated anyone that was listening to what we were talking about.
But
you can't breach contracts, Aaron.
To your point, though, I do agree with Vince in this situation. I never thought I'd see today. I mean, Vince Russo. Yeah. I don't think Tony needs to be the face of AEW. I think he takes too much shine away from their actual product with his constant announcements of, we have another surprise here. We have another, like, the biggest surprise he can ever offer me if he does a special show without a surprise. Like, if it's like, oh, we did Full Gear, and there was no surprise that happened at Full Gear. Like, I would hope, I'll be like, all right, that's good. But then I think about his company, outside of MJF, who else could carry the mantle? I mean, I know you said Kenny and the Bucks, but I don't know if they're the most entertaining people to
They're
be
not, but
an ambassador.
Trust them to sell the company to people. Like, you know, like go on a morning talk show or a morning podcast and be like, promote the show. Like you see other wrestlers, like you see other wrestlers, you see the champions. There's certain champions that go out and promote for WWE's basis. Of like we're in town. Da da da. You need to have people like that to trust to do that.
That
Well,
may be a benefit of old man Edge, because I think Edge can do that.
Well, I'm not going to say that Tony doesn't need to be out there, whatever. I just need him to not be angry, vengeful, spiteful Tony in the media talking about his competition. He never talks about Tony. They may take shots.
Yeah, he needs to stop that. But then what he was doing Tuesday night and the lead up to Tuesday night was responding to fans with hatred. Yeah, I get if you constantly put yourself out there like he does, because it's all on his personal Twitter account, not the AEW account. It's on his Tony Khan at Tony Khan. So he's gonna see all these people attacking him, and then he's gonna bite. But if he wasn't out there as much as he is, he wouldn't have to deal with that. Like, look at Vince. Vince doesn't give a fuck what you say.
Nope. He's walking around with his stupid mustache and everything. It's like, what the hell?
The thing about Vince, the only interview he's done was a WWE produced interview with Steve Austin and showing up on the Pat McAfee show, which is also technically a WWE affiliate. And it was
wasn't that show in Canada. There was that TSN show or whatever it was called in Canada where he stormed off because he was pissed off.
Well, he did that with Bob Costas too. But I'm just saying. But the thing is, he's not out there that much, and when he's out there, it is for just promotion and stuff. Tony, I believe, is thinking he's doing promotion because every tweet he has, tune into this episode of Rampage, tune into this episode of Dynamite. Well, right Marcus, at the end of it, and Marcus, it's not really helpful when everything just sounds like you're just a nagging, bitter ex or something, trying to, just be subtle. Just be subtle. I don't mind him being out there.
Allow me to cut you off. JK says Tony always wants to feel like the world is against him. If the CM Punk incident is the scariest moment of his life, he has had a non-scary life. I think that's a problem that a lot of people who have a lot of money and don't have much real adversity, a lot of times they create their own adversity. And maybe that's what motivates him to be better. I'm not really sure, but
do you know, I'm going to defend him on that might be the scariest moment of his life. Given how his body language gives off and how socially awkward he is, I'm not gonna say he's on the spectrum, but he could be one of those people that are on the spectrum. Because saying he is too strong. So I think allegedly he may be on the spectrum, and things like that could cause you, make you scared.
But my thing is with him scared. That seems more like a legal thing. He needs justification to fire CM Punk and to get out of that contract or without a buyout of saying like, I fear for my life. I can't work with a person who's threatening to probably kill me and everybody around me. So I think that's a legal thing, like the scare for my life. And he has to stick with it for the rest of his life. But I'm a grown ass man. I ain't gonna say that about no man scared me to the point where I was like, I'm a little bitch right now. That's what happened. He scared the shit out of me. Unless you pulled a gun or in my face and said, pull the trigger. I'm not.
Talking about the movie. Remember me.
So many emotions. Here's someone I thought I would never agree with, and I hate that I'm agreeing. And I think I believe the one unifying thing in the wrestling community is Tony Khan needs to shut the fuck up. And I believe that's from WWE fans, AEW fans, TNA fans, Impact Wrestling fans, whoever you are. I think everybody's in agreement. Tony, shut the fuck up on Twitter. Just stop. Booker T, I didn't think I agree with, where he was talking about Tony Khan's bitch assness and stuff online and talking about all this and trying to take shots, and he needs to focus on his own talent and his own people. And then the latest news that he's working with CMLL. I don't need all this. Focus on the talent you got. Stop bringing in other promotions. Like you have, as someone said, and I probably agree with him, one of the most talented roster of people. You have a collection of wrestlers that anybody has ever seen. A large collection of some very talented wrestlers, and 60% of them aren't seen ever on TV. When they do, they just pop up out of nowhere, and you're like, focus on your talent that you got. I'm tired of this joint promotion shit with New Japan, Mexico, and whoever. Like, don't give me somebody from the outside. Give me somebody you have on the inside. Lee Johnson's been in that company for 100 years, and all I know is that he married Julia Hart this weekend. It's the only update I have in his career.
He did that.
Yeah, I
He
don't
He
did
know
really
nothing
completed
about
the
that, man.
gimmick of having the House of Black.
No, but I think the sad situation about Tony is that before, when he didn't have all the other shows, and you had that excuse that, oh, I don't have enough to put all the other talent on TV. Like, that was one of the things that you could always say. But then after he created Collision, after you created Rampage, it's like, well, now you have plenty of places to showcase this talent that you have. But yet you still continue to focus on bringing outside talent to focus on and stuff like that. And you focus on yourself the most. I think he has to take a back seat. He has to look at himself in the mirror, and he has to go from there.
Make that
change.
He's too worried. He's too concerned about spectacle every week. But
Yeah.
like spectacle, you need to lead up to that. You need to build that into a pay-per-view, not just for Dynamite. Like, sure, you bring in views to Dynamite, but that's what you should be doing to set up a pay-per-view match. Not like what they did with Will Ospreay and Jericho. I thought was fine. Like, they brought in Will Ospreay for Dynamite, but that wasn't like it was kind of promoted that was going to happen. But then that led to a match, which kind of was like, cool. You brought in outside talent, kind of a spectacle, going into a match All In. But
Wrestle Dream or All In, yeah, whichever.
Yeah. When you bring in people like Vikingo just for a one-off on Dynamite or whatever, like, why do I care? Like, you can promote it as a dream match all you want, but I don't know who this guy is, so I'm not going to go, this is a dream match, I must watch this.
But Manny, I think the argument that you can say to that, though, is just that you're not the ideal fan base for AEW. I think AEW is a little bit more geared toward the hardcore wrestling fan who likes the indies, who know the Jamals of the world. Like,
Yeah,
seeing the Viking on there makes it exciting.
So, no, I get that. But then what they've done also is they've started to become like WWE because they need to bring in a bigger audience. Staying true to your wrestling, to all of just pro wrestling, isn't going to bring in all the views. And that's why he's got spectacle after spectacle going on Dynamite to try and bring in views. And that's what but then he hasn't been focusing on story or anything. He hasn't focused on building an elaborate story for just everyone. I think he's got one major one and then just like tiny things.
But to be devil's advocate, WWE hasn't been focusing on story until maybe the last couple of months, where they've been trying to have multiple stories go on. So, I mean, you know,
WWE have got the benefit of being around for over 50 years.
That's also true. It does feel like...
Let's go call the 90s video back in over 50 years. I think we're in the 60, 70 years. I just remember that video back WWE for over 50 years. That was back in the 90s when they were saying that. It's been like
close to 75. I got you. I'm close to 75, but still.
But I do agree though that the one thing, and I think having a team of writers, and I know a lot of people don't like that, because I remember one of the big things about 4 years ago when AEW started was the fact that the wrestlers would be able to create their own narratives and stuff like that. I think that has proven that that's not a very sustainable business model, to be frank. And I think
that's not television.
And I think a good example of that is that what WWE has done with Brian Pillman Jr. Just a little bit of the backstory. I mean, AEW had tried multiple weeks talking about that this is the son of Brian Pillman, and yes, they did not have the footage, but creating a narrative that this is Brian Pillman's son, but then you switch it and say that this fool hates his father. Like, okay, that's something interesting. It's a backstory. You kind of want to be invested. Why does he hate his father? Why is he on the road of Dominic and stuff like that? And so it's like, I know it's still Brian Pillman Jr., but let me see. And once he have his first match, I'll be like, oh, he's still the same guy. But still, like, they kind of took a turn and kind of shied it up to be like, you know what? I could consider it. It's like when you buy meat at the grocery store and they put that 30% off sticker on the meat because you know it's about to expire the next day. You'd be like, I could probably do something with this meat to save this much money. And you buy the meat, and if you don't cook it, it's like, well, it was gonna go bad anyway. That's my analogy. It's like,
I don't ever buy food that I'm not gonna cook.
Well, you're a good man, Marcus. You a good man.
I mean, bananas go bad in my house every day,
because
but that's because they're a scam. They're a scam. They're a scam. I got them green, goddammit. I got them green. 2 days later, there's flies all around them and they're brown. And I go, what the fuck happened? I ate 2. I had 2 bananas.
you gotta buy
As
them
soon
green,
as you
baby.
take them out of that
I did buy
packaging,
green.
they just go. As soon as you take
yeah.
them out of that packaging, just say to them that when they come from Colombia.
Yeah, maybe your house is too hot.
Well, it's hot. It's the summertime. I'm just saying, banana shouldn't be like this. It shouldn't
Marcus,
be this
it's
bad.
October. You cannot be calling it the summertime.
Not the summertime, Marcus.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's the fall, okay? The bananas are falling. Bullshit. I'm so sick of bananas. I have them. I have them ready. I know what the fuck happened. That's how I feel on Tony treats his AEW talent. Like bananas. I go shopping one day and they're green. They're green. They look good. They look good. And then they're bad the next day. I never see them again. Throw it away. Wardlow is a banana.
But you know, just because they're black on the outside, it's still good meat in there, man.
I don't want that shit.
I mean, what you
I'm
could
a person that judges a book by its cover,
Hey,
Eric.
so, Mark, can I give you a tip on how you can save your bananas that have been too ripe?
You
cut
gonna
them-
tell me to make a
No, cut the motherfuckers
banana
up,
bread.
right?
Banana cake.
Put them in a container and put that container in the freezer. And when it comes out, you have your little bit of banana ice cream. It's actually pretty good. You add a little oat
That's not
milk.
the way that works.
Yeah, you put a little bit of milk in there, and the frozen banana kind of come out like a sorbet and stuff like that. It's actually really good. If you put some nuts in there, make it even it's like healthy ice cream. I've done it many times.
No.
Earl,
Oh, the man that works at the Coke factory that puts the squeeze the bottles tops in there by hand before the machine got there. Earl, who the fuck is Earl?
How dare you? How dare you know that? Earl is a Hall of Famer.
you know my memory ain't the best, man. My memory ain't the best. Is there anything else you guys would like to discuss?
What are you, too cheap to throw those bananas away?
Yeah, man. Can't waste food, brother. Can't waste food.
I like throwing the bananas away and cussing them out. No good fucking
Piece of
banana.
shit.
You piece of shit.
Manny, it sounds like
You
Marcus.
like everything about life. You just
Marcus.
there, you bring me hope and joy for one moment, and the next thing you know, you turn bad.
Manny, it seems
Get
like
that
Marcus
bad on
is
me.
booking matches with his bananas. Fuck you, banana. I'm gonna get you for turning brown on me. Bitch.
He's the head booker of the World Breakfast Federation.
Yeah. Nah,
And we had an issue in the back with the bananas.
you know, Marcus, I'm glad you have issues with the bananas. You know what I got issues with? The avocados. Because the
avocado
avocados,
bullshit too.
the avocados you
can't
buy,
tell.
and you buy them and they not ready, right? And then you be
Mhm.
like, okay, one day, and you come back, you cut the motherfucker. It's like now they moldy and shit. Like, what happened? You wasn't ready yesterday. Like, you let me know.
Fuck you, avocado too.
Fuck you, avocados
Scams.
and bananas. Shit.
No, I don't like avocados and the people that come with it.
Avocado is a good fucking vegetable.
Nah, I don't trust people. The people that avocado on toast, get out of here. Don't need you in my
I'm not
life.
avocado on toast guy, but I'm my avocado a lot of foods. I like. At one point I was eating an avocado just for breakfast, just a plain avocado because it was that good.
I will abstain from confirming if I like or dislike avocado toast.
It's not political, Eric.
Right, you like pumpkin spice latte, Eric? I'm
Latte?
assuming.
What's a latte?
Yeah, is that what they call it in your community? A latte? A latte?
No, in his community they just abbreviate it to a PSL.
Now that picture that I just sent,
comes
that I
around
just
like
sent the group,
Christmas. It's
I would
like,
say
oh, here it is.
this that I just sent to the group was probably some of the best avocado toast I've ever had in my entire life. That was some delicious avocado toast.
What is that?
Avocado
How
toast,
the
baby.
fuck have you made this like a photo shoot? This is
No,
just what
no.
you had for like lunch or breakfast.
This was lunch at one time. It was lunch on September 12th.
That's a good looking avocado toast right there. That's a lot more than avocado though.
Nah.
No, it's no meat on there, man. That looked like meat. Those were like roasted peppers or something like that. That was some very good. However, I will point out how much that avocado toast cost was really not worth it. But I do work in
Yeah, it
downtown
probably
LA.
cost like $40 or something.
It was $17, man. That's probably about 40 pounds. Yeah.
They can suck an egg with that.
You know, it'd been so much better if they had put an egg on there too, like a little poached egg. Oh, baby. Ooh.
I'd rather
Poached
take
egg?
brownies from Nina Samuels.
You need to stop eating that woman's brownie, Manny. Stop eating her
Eat the
cookie.
brownie, man.
You know my Instagram caption, which I thought was going to be too rude, so I took it off. Me just having a brownie with Nina Sam, just me, just a brownie and Nina Samuels and me there too.
Manny, have you ever eaten a cupcake from Cupcake Gemma?
No.
Oh, she has a YouTube and she makes cupcakes on but she's based in London. And
I kind of wish Cupcake Gemma didn't make cupcakes. Why you know it's Cupcake Gemma? You don't got cupcakes? Nah, we got this avocado toast. So, fucking bitch. I hate you.
well, anyway, I think that pretty much concludes the show. Unless Marcus has something to contribute to the show and bring up something he wants to conversate about.
No, I believe there was no other news story. You know, the war is over for now on Tuesday, but I'm assuming they'll be back again one day with Sean versus Tony Khan.
I
And,
mean,
you know, the entire WWE roster.
I'll tell you this, for me personally, it was fun. It was nice having the energy of the crowd. Also seeing the stands from both sides try to fight for their companies. You know, WWE fans saying things about that.
Fighting.
Huh?
Oh, they were fighting.
Oh, man, there was fighting.
You act like, man. What world you living in?
First of all, you were a member of the mid-card mess, and I believe his name.
Yeah, I know.
Was
There's
Warren.
only that one guy that just
Warren, who wrote that post
just...
that was like, yeah, because they didn't get 1 million views, they really lost. And at that point, yeah, people really let him know about himself. And I was like, how do you make that take?
One.
Wait, who wrote that post?
I think his name was Warren.
I don't know.
Oh, that guy. I don't like that guy. That guy, every time I read his thing, I read it in a voice.
Manny,
that's how this conversation started.
Let me point out something to you, Manny.
You don't like, Manny.
Manny, I don't know. I think I could count on one hand how many people you've actually said that you like. Most times,
yeah, they get tagged on the videos. They get tagged on the videos. They're the people I like.
No, but like he has such a bad take. I was like, this is ridiculous. This is like,
yeah, but he constantly
no,
has
that was
bad
Tony's take. That was Tony's take.
Yeah,
congratulations to Undertaker and John Cena, the first time on television without 1 million people watching them. And I'm like, oh,
yeah, but like the fact that you could tell that you're a sore loser because you're gonna focus on the fact that they did not reach 1 million viewers, and quite frankly, they were close to 1 million views.
How was anyone supposed to make 1 million views that night when you got baseball on, the return of the NHL?
But Manny,
and competing wrestling competition at the same time.
The fact that you lost by 300,000+ people should be an issue.
It took a fucking army, though. It took a fucking army. I would take pride that it took an army to shut me down this night. But hold on. So back to this whole ratings thing and all that. The final number ended up being about 1.5 million people watching wrestling that night, which is about the average of Monday Night Raw when they go against Monday Night Football. Put that in perspective. That Raw and Smackdown, from when right before I came on, did a 2.3 on a season premiere on national TV. So, you know, I feel that AEW did quite well against the things they were going after. However, I thought the sore loser side of it, of them going, they didn't make 1 million views on that. On who cares? It's NXT versus AEW. Who cares? Everybody had 1 million views probably that night because they were going back and forth. But the week before, Adam didn't move a dime.
Last week they weren't even on the same time, but what? NXT beat them by 60,000.
Yeah.
And that was the debut of Edge.
Yeah.
On Dynamite.
So, pump the brakes on. I'm curious what this Wednesday and Tuesday is going to bring. Because they have teased Cody's return to NXT and said he made one more announcement before he left, whatever the fuck that was. But he kept it a secret until this week, this time. I think it's Melo versus Drake.
Possibly.
I just think that it's one of those things that, you know, I think as JK Smush pointed out, you have to be disappointed if you're Tony if you spent all that money on Edge and that's the return you got on it. And it's like, I don't know if you really needed Edge when you had Aleister Black on your roster that you could probably book the same way. I mean, Edge
he
has
looks like one of those guys that's leaving.
or you could have had Brody King or something like you had.
He had hands broken.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like he had people on his roster that he probably could have used in this situation. But sometimes if you want to spend your money, spend your money.
Well, I have no problem with him bringing in Edge, even though Edge looks like he's banana right now, turning right. I just to bring it back now.
He's over.
Yeah, a little overripe. Like there's flies flying around it and everything. I feel like it was a move to make. That in long term, maybe Edge can help with the talent. Maybe he can fill the role that CM Punk was going to do. Edge was at one point booking SmackDown with Bryan Danielson at one point when Triple H leaned on them when they were injured for their helpings. So maybe he can help Tony with some of these booking assignments. But we'll see what happens if we turn an investment over time.
JK,
like, maybe he doesn't have to be the draw.
If there is a God, he will go back into that room. He will, and we can finally get the conclusion of him and Big E. I don't know how.
I would love it for his return. They just remember that the rumor it goes unnoticed for a long time till someone decides to knock on that door.
That would be funny. But we all know Selena Vega been knocking on that door, going in and out of that room. We know what's going on. But I would love for him to return when Big E returns and kick him again.
Are there reports that he might be going back to the E?
No, he was one of the original people they were talking about was Tampa. But if you look at his demeanor and what he's doing at AEW, he don't seem like he cares. Like it seems like Julia Hart is into it, but him and Buddy and don't seem like they care at all.
Because it feels. I mean, if I'm going into a job and then management aren't really doing anything with me, I'm gonna be like that. I'll phone it in.
Because if you go back to recall his original debut, he kicked Cody Rhodes in the face. They started that feud. Since then, can you name a significant feud Aleister Black has had since kicking Cody in the face?
He had the trios titles.
Feud. He was just defending and winning those titles.
Oh, they kept stealing Andrade's shit.
They stole Andrade's man, and that was Julia Hart's feud.
I am disappointed that Charlotte and Andrade messed up because I really wanted Andrade to come back to the E, but I don't know if that's going to happen now.
Well, I thought that's why she saved Selena, because, her and Andrade connection. She had no business other reason to go out there. Charlotte should be in that Drew McIntyre, I'm not saving nobody's face. Fuck them. Fuck a lot of them. So, where are they when I get jumped?
Can I ask you guys this question, though, to close it out? Do you think it's fair that so many people are attacking Tony this week, though? Like, Eric Bischoff had things to say about him. Vince Russo had things to say about him. I mean, like, everybody
in WWE pro for payroll, though, Eric. Booker.
Not Vince. Vince ain't on his payroll.
Vince Russo's the only one, but you shouldn't be agreeing with Vince Russo. And by the way, I haven't heard from Ryback in a while.
Eric Bischoff's not on the payroll either.
He has a legend. He re-upped his legend deal a while back.
But he still has a podcast.
You can still talk whatever you want.
Yeah.
I don't know. Rob Van Dam lost his shit.
Well, because he wrestled, Marcus. He wrestled. Maybe. Yeah, you can't wrestle.
Nah, but Tony's having a rough week.
It's only been one person.
And then you have the MJF controversy with the anti-Semitic stuff and all that.
Even if MJF said do it, I would have stayed right away from it.
No, yeah. Imagine me going into any wrestling company pushing my agenda of ideas. I'm talking about, I want to make Dijak a racist.
Let me just be honest.
A part of me whipping people by trees.
A part of me feel like the controversy of it is kind of a work that they kind of did to try to create some buzz because
I wouldn't create buzz off that.
People,
no.
Tony's desperate, man.
No, I don't think that's what this was. I think this was a lapse.
This was just it was this is his gimmick, but this awful thing happened. But then Tony should have kind of seen it overseen it and went, do you know what? That's probably not. Someone should have been. Do you know what? This is probably not a good idea. And like when you do TV or you do what we do, the things you should probably try and stay away from is politics and religion, because you divide the audience immediately.
Yeah,
you divide it.
You don't know who is.
There's so many different views. There's so many different views and all this kind of stuff. So it's just like, yeah, you probably should stay away from it. Like, we joke about Trump and all this shit, but like, we don't ever go into Democrats and Republicans and all this stuff.
No, because they're both wrong. They're both horrible,
guys. So we don't go down that road. I'm about to say, I just saw a picture of Lexus King, and yep, they can't turn that turd to anything.
Yeah, I saw that picture.
Yeah, it's like, nah.
Hold up, hey, you gotta wait till TV magic get to him.
Nah, Mark, I don't know, Mark. I saw that picture, and I'm like, yep, he's still the same guy I saw. I mean, he ain't his daddy. Clearly, his daddy wasn't in his life.
No, that's fucked up.
Wow,
that's dark.
Hey, it takes one to know one.
If you made it this far, in the comments, tell me what conversation's happening here.
I can tell you right now. Also, they call you the dead man. I bet you I can make it rise.
No. You the biggest. You still the biggest badass, huh? You still the biggest badass. Oh, you know it.
I don't know, but did you guys see the picture? Apparently, of him driving, I think 3 hours away to go have lunch in some place, I think in Georgia after Tampa. I think it was something like that.
No.
Old dudes like this, like certain sports. That's
yeah, like Crackle Barrel, man. Like, this one wrestling fan was so excited. Yeah, I'm going to the Crackle Barrel. I was like, all right.
What is that really fat, like really bad TGIs?
Manny, it's very country. It's like throwback. It's like Caucasian Southern cooking, but not the good variety, in my opinion. Because there are some white people in the South that can throw down, make some of the best soul food out in the world. They just don't sell it at Cracker Barrel. They do make pretty good fried chicken, though. I give them that.
It's just Golden Corral with waiters.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment.
I've never, and I would like to say I have never eaten at the Cracker Barrel, but that's what I've always imagined it was.
So until you can be like CM Punk, thinking that you have a place to go work, and they tell you no, we hope you.
But you on TV, on commentary, talk about 2 months. I'm in there for promotion though. His MMA shit, talking like that. Oh, he was also seen in Florida at Universal Studios, Eric. So, hint.
Oh, did you guys? I think it was a couple of weeks ago. One of my favorite announcements that I think no one really gave a fuck about was the tease of Brie Garcia talking about how she wanted to get back into the ring. And I was like,
excited.
I don't know if anybody really wants to see Brie back in the ring, but
I can't wait. If I can get an extra year of Bryan Danielson wrestling and not see Brie, I would really appreciate that.
Did you guys watch the trailer of the Iron Claw? Marcus, have you seen that? Or
I did. It looks amazing.
Okay,
it does.
It looks like it's going to be the best movie of the year.
Man, from High School Musical to playing Kerry Von Erich. Talk about Zac Efron making that change.
He's not Kerry Von Erich.
He's a Von Erich, right?
Yeah.
I don't know which one.
Oh, fuck. Why am I blanking on the Von Erich names? He's the other one.
He's the other one.
Mighty Mouse wants to beat somebody else
right now. Let's just call him Kerry then.
Well, congratulations to Julia Hart and the
guy who know they were dating.
Yeah,
Lee Johnson. Yeah,
Lee Johnson.
Well, I found out he proposed to her like
Lee
2
Johnson,
weeks ago.
Lee Johnson is not Lee Moriarty, right?
Oh.
Lee Johnson is not Lee. Okay, just
no.
make sure.
Lee Johnson is the one Cody Rhodes gave that black kid a win in the middle of Black History Month about 3 years ago, and also bad Cody booking in AEW, and they celebrated like it meant something. And then he was never seen again alive.
As someone
pointed out, was out there talking in the streets.
As somebody pointed out in Midcard Mess, that this week marks a very important thing of history. 3 former NWA champions were GMs in WWE this week. You had Adam Pearce, you had Nick Aldis, and you had Cody Rhodes. Useless wrestling history, but it sounds really good.
I'm 100% behind that for no reason.
So anyway, I'm Eric.
I'm Lord Manny Hayes.
As Manny is stumped, he's confused. He's going, "What's an NWA?" I didn't see Ice Cube and Dr. Dre and DMC Yella and Ren.
Yelling, "Fuck the police."
Fuck the police. Fuck the police. And I'm Marcus the grand finale.
Make sure you stay hydrated and fed before you get on a treadmill because bad things can happen.
And don't be a banana
or an
don't get
avocado.
dry in pajamas.
But
The
until
treadmill
next time,
told Eric to go to sleep.
nah. Treadmill told my ass to sit down. It said, "Sit down, sit down."
Were you
Put me to
running on this
bed.
treadmill?
Huh? Yeah, I
Were you
ran.
running?
I ran. I did too much. I was walking. I was like, I ain't feeling it. I was like, let me run for 1 minute. And I went
Got to
hard.
turn that incline up, baby.
I did. I had the incline up and everything, Marcus.
No, you trying to kill yourself.
Apparently, I used to be able to do it, but apparently I can't do it today.
That's what happens when you gotta practice.
Damn. But now I feel like I can never go to the gym alone again. My independence is gone. I'm scared. I need a faction. Please donate to the show.
Can we end this on a joke or something?
You need a faction where people need to donate to the show so you can buy friends.
Yeah, so I can buy friends and go to the gym so I can have gym mates with me.
I could get Bull Dempsey. You can get Bull Fit.
Well, Marcus, I'm
Or
glad
we can give up on losing weight and you can become this man.
if I could grow that hair, I might consider that.
I think we can also get some backstock of some Simon Dean's Simon.
Ooh.
Well, Mark, I was glad that you decided that you didn't go the route and say that Athena probably would help me in the gym because I just rather die than have to work
She
out.
gave you that motivation to run away from her.
Oh,
you know what though? She's actually doing. She's surprisingly getting Billy Starks and that other girl over.
hey, what happened to Old Face? I ain't seen her in a minute.
Who's Old Face?
The one that was worshiping Trish. Yes, Zoe Stark. Where's she at?
You know what? Refer to his Old Face. It's really ridiculous.
No, the only reason why
I knew
thought
who you were talking about.
the only reason
he's the shit too.
The only reason why I said because I saw the other Old Face, Ibushi, who apparently confirmed that he has an AEW contract, and I'm like, Ibushi, you like 3 years too late, man. I remember when he used to be in shape.
He was in shape, and
he was like the rising sun. Now he's like the eclipse.
I was excited for the return of Ibushi until I saw the return of Ibushi and went, "Oh, that's what we got left."
And the worst part about it, I still have no explanation. And I know
I'll take Edge.
Tony, I'm waiting for an explanation why Kenny or the Bucks were not on your Tuesday night show. I need to know.
They don't draw the numbers. They don't draw the numbers.
Yeah, I think she's thirst trapping now. I think she's thirst trapping. I
can see Dana Brooke ending up in Impact, where they treat women with respect. But for the recently we watched the original Royal Rumble match for the 100 greatest matches we're doing on ETE, and Dana Brooke had potential in that match. She did her flip, and I went, "Oh, look at that!" She got thrown out, and I was like, "That was probably the best moment of her wrestling career." At that moment.
Dana Brooke wasn't a bad wrestler. She wasn't great, but she wasn't bad. It's just that she really had no substance outside of being Dana Brooke. And she also had a very annoying voice. Guys, when you got it, like, no, you don't need that in your life.
Well, you're Eric.
We already did this, Marcus. Mark, we get to say
for Dana Brooke. For Dana Brooke.
I'm not doing anything for Dana Brooke. I'm not. No.
We're doing it for Dana
that way.
Do it for Dana.
Marcus. For Nick Aldis.
Oh, yes.
We are the Sharpshooters.
It's officially all this and a bag of chips every week.
You ain't gonna run from all this, Manny. You ain't running from all this.
Hold up.
You ain't running from all this.
Can I tell you something about this, though? I was hoping Manny was doing a recap of the show, and then the entire show, we just skipped that segment and not notice we did. He would just go from the Pretty Deadly debut to the Cody Jey Uso match and never mention the new general manager of SmackDown.
It's a celebration. Nick Aldis is here to save us and cause Manny misery. Stay
you think
sharp,
Nick
y'all.
is gonna wrestle? You think Nick is gonna wrestle?
Yeah,
You
very
think he's
looks
bringing
like
back
it,
in?
He looks
bringing
like
in
he's in
Mickey?
wrestling shape.
He's gonna bring in Mickey.
The plan, apparently, the plan was to bring them in both and have her as his co-GM.
Yeah,
I don't need that.
I don't
Just
need.
like no
I
one
don't need
need
no couples general manager.
No one needs us to keep talking. We already went on for 20 minutes extra. Everybody stay sharp. And you know what? Donate to lift Manny spirits. Nick Aldis is in WWE, something that he never thought he would hear someone say. The man is in the cloud. He is no longer storm breast. Marcus, the next thing that's going to happen, they come for you. Willa Yuta is going to be in WWE. You're going to be feeling the same way. We out.